Okay,
I
I
got
think
us
my
back.
Discord is back.
Okay.
Eh?
Also, we're live again.
Who?
Finally. Ah!
We were live all along.
Are we unalive now?
We're live on my end. I'm just waiting for Tailspire to load.
I gave up on trying to key out the thing. Maybe if I went and dug out my old plastic dice, they might have enough. They wouldn't pick up the color from the mat as much. Easier to key them out, but
Yeah.
Solution: use green dice.
Make the dice invisible.
Yeah, it's the darker shade of green.
well, my tray is pink, or is that not pink? It's purple. So green would probably actually be really good because it wouldn't pick up any of the purple.
Just have the dice that are not the same.
My dice are copper. They are not the same.
Eat the copper. Become one with the copper.
Just drink lead.
This spirit is sponsored by lead.
No. Do not the lead. Owie. Okay, so most everything has loaded back in. By most everything, I mean practically nothing.
Why do I still have control over Lady on the bed with Ren?
Because I never ungave it to you. I mean, I never took it away. But
that's how words work, yeah.
what is English? Okie dokie.
That's foreshadowing, by the way. And then no one says anything.
They're cold. They're cold.
Put them in the deep fryer.
Yeah. I don't see any issues with putting ice in the deep fryer.
Not at all.
Seems good.
People have made deep fried ice before, and it's weird. Because if you do it wrong, you get explosions.
And if you do it right, you get something that pairs really well with your lead.
Oh
Today's sponsor.
yeah, it is not today's sponsor.
God, could you imagine if we actually got sponsored? It was just lead.
They sponsor it as asbestos, the candy cane in your attic. I'm sorry, the cotton candy in your attic.
It's the forbidden cotton candy.
The forbidden cotton candy. Okay, but I have most of everything working. I'm just waiting for some of the models to load in. So, as I had previously stated, last time, go, fight Emperor, find out thing controlling Emperor, keep thing away from Emperor, Anastasia go crazy a little bit, keep thing away from Anastasia.
No, give it to Anastasia. She needs it.
Do not the chalice. Things were calming down. The Emperor's been left alone in his room while everybody else was getting things sorted out, it was revealed one of the sons of the Emperor are there currently. He was requested to take a healing bath, even though he insisted that he is not corrupted. Did in fact go and take a
No, he's
healing
just a
bath.
fucking sadistic little shit.
I'm going to play the card of nobody knows what Omni knows.
I mean, out of character, you already explained, but in character,
Yeah, out
there's
of
no reason
character.
Anastasia would ever fucking find out.
Well, yeah. Anastasia doesn't care. It's like that's
Anastasia
the
doesn't
guy.
care. She
It's
can't.
like that's the guy. That's the guy who shot my definitely not girlfriend. GM.
Anastasia does not care. Try to
What I
tell
would
her
say is
otherwise,
he
she'll
did
just be
nothing
like
wrong.
fucking.
And the
You want to lose your limbs?
the
Because that's how you lose
oldest
your limbs. Comments like that.
the oldest sibling was presence being requested. The it was revealed that the travel mate with the I'm going to put it as the hated brother, it was revealed to be another NPC's parental unit. And speaking of parental units, Ren was left off dangling shiny keys in front of anti-teenage-ish daughter. I mean, a couple hundred years, but still.
And jingle jingle.
Jingle jingle.
Did I miss anything that is incredulously important?
Betty Batty is currently with both emperors.
Betty Batty's at the pool.
Yeah, Bitty Batty went to the pool.
Oh. I thought he was still hanging out up there.
No, he was requested to go away. And he did.
It's just such a brilliant idea. We just
Left him alone.
took the cap away.
We're gonna go back and that motherfucker's gonna be dead. And
well, here's the thing.
We're gonna go back and that motherfucker's gonna be dead, and his advisor is gonna turn out to actually be. His advisor is gonna turn out to be like some sort of like sleeper agent, or not even necessarily a sleeper agent, but some sort of agent of the Wretched One, and he's gonna murder his ass. Like, you failed us.
His advisor.
I think the Empress is gonna take the chalice back because everyone fucking left.
It's like, well, nobody's looking. Gimme.
Take a little sip.
I obviously still need this, right?
Got it through his head that. I kind of think that he got it through his head that isn't gonna help him at this point.
Or
well, what about another sip that might clear his mind?
Or he might have just pretended like, yes, I understand, I do not need this. So we would leave him alone, which we fucking did. So now it's just like, good, the fucking dumbass is left.
Well,
mine.
My intention was not to have everyone leave, but, you know, alas.
Yeah.
If Anastasia knew everyone else was leaving, she wouldn't have. She was leaving under the understanding someone was staying.
Yeah, well, Bitty Batty...
I didn't necessarily want you to stay either, though.
Yeah, Bitty Batty was going to stay, but as soon as the advisor insisted that it's okay, I'll watch him, Bitty Batty left.
That's a bold strategy, Cut. We'll see how that plays out.
Here we go.
We're just gonna hear an explosion coming from upstairs and be like, fuck.
Yeah.
There we go. I took the fox from you. Lizzie, you no longer the fox. Well,
Lizzie is no longer my
no
daughter.
longer me. I'm no longer your daughter. Damn.
so, anyway. I would like to pick it up over here, with the rent. You do know your daughter's eventually going to tire the keys, right?
Yeah, but it should last at least a couple hours.
Yeah, but she'd eventually just, like, stop, like, paying attention to them and just kind of looks around the room.
Alright, now you need a laser pointer.
You're not gonna leave me alone, are you?
No.
Not much I can do now, anyways.
Blast, is that you?
No, because I'm going to leave you alone. You're going to take off out of here and run back to the Wretched one.
Who says I couldn't do that right now? Hmm?
The bear in the front lobby.
You know how easy it is to slip in and out of the forest?
You have to get to the forest first, and like I said, we have the bear in the front lobby.
Ugh.
And multiple gods out there as well.
Okay, so what are you gonna do
I
with
like
me?
how the bear is presented as a bigger threat.
Yeah,
I mean,
the bear is unnatural. It scares both of us.
So what do you want me to do? You going to make me follow you around everywhere? Forever?
Yes. Yes.
to fucking cleaned house in the Empire
No.
here. They just let this guy continue to be some corrupt asshole for how many years before a couple people decide, you know what, fuck this shit. We're gonna go deal with it. And then they show up and
But no, I'm not gonna make you follow us around because I can't fight while keeping an eye on you. Make sure you're not stabbing me in the back.
You should know me better. I wouldn't stab.
It's a figure of speech.
I'd stab the others, though. They are not deserving of my bite.
Whatever.
Hmm?
I'm just trying to have a few minutes to think of what to do with you.
Just hops off the end of the bed. You need to think of what to do with me.
I don't want to throw you in jail or something like that. That's not fair. But you've also done absolutely nothing up to this point to make me believe I can trust you to not make things worse.
the jail she goes. Yar.
Allow me to place things like this, then. I think I've already done the worst that I can. Honestly, he did most of the hard work himself. Idiot.
That does not make me feel better.
My practical job here is done.
So then what?
Well, normally I would go back and get reassigned, but I'm not allowed to leave, am I? As you said. But at the same point, you don't know what to do with me. So what's it gonna be, Father?
I think I gotta ask the others for help on that.
Lead the way. I'm going to give you temporary control over her so you can move her.
Alright.
I blinked out and forgot which name you were for like 5 seconds. I was like, hang on, wait a minute. I know this one. I know the answer. Because there's no ceiling, you should be able to drag them over top of the wall.
Ah.
Let's see. Falros was in a hallway. Had just
Correct. I don't remember whether or not I was coming back or returning.
if I remember
I think I
correctly,
was returning.
yeah, you were just returning because you had just been given the, well, I know who they're related to.
Yeah, and I called for them to send for 25.
Yep, which call's been sent. Just takes a little bit. Chikau's just in the water.
He is on his way.
The demon turns, looks. Good. Just goes, sits away from everybody.
I've been requested by my chat to summon Tarask with my secretly the villain powers, that are secret.
Why is it always?
Should I roll for it?
No.
What do I roll for it?
No.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Well, tell your chat they need to be more creative.
Yeah, tell the chat that they need to be more creative because
Yep.
I've been bombarded with that the last 3 times. We are not
Yep.
summoning a
Tarask is
Tarask.
Tarask is the most boring
can-
creature.
Wait
I
until
can
you see
summon
what I've done
a,
with it. I mean, what?
I can summon a 20
My chat says they refuse. So.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
What's a beholder?
summon a
That causes more chaos.
20 cubic foot Tarask, or 20 foot 20 foot cube 20 foot cubed. Is that what I'm trying to say?
A cube Tarask. Yes.
It's a Minecraft Tarask.
If
Now
a
we're
Tarask
being
can fit in a
creative.
20 foot, I could fit a version of a Tarask that could fit in a 20 foot cube.
Pressed Tarask. It's a Tarask that was put into the hydraulic press.
It wouldn't be real unless I happen to acquire a holder brain.
Brain in a jar.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Is this a wink, wink, nudge, nudge thing?
Maybe.
Okay.
Behold.
Yeah, no. Chikau's literally, like, in the water. There's no steam, no nothing. He's just standing there.
Menacingly.
Like, has his arms crossed.
You got clothes wet for nothing.
Looks up at the,
Can I just like
tall.
I'm gonna jump in and I just want to shove his head underneath.
You're going to actually have to, like... You're gonna have to roll against him on him, yeah.
Lovely. So that would be in. Are they both 8s? Yeah, they're both 8s. So that would be a 16.
As you hop in and try to put his head under, he kind of weasels his way out of it. And Date up there says, "You weren't given permission to enter."
And now you die.
Yay!
Power word kill.
Just-
No, that's only been used once.
I won't be convinced unless he's fully submerged. And I didn't think he could do it willingly. My apologies.
Nobody asked or told me that I had to do that. The pool just works
Well,
through
now you
being
know.
in contact. He does not need to submerge.
What would be helpful, the thing that I think would resolve this issue, is really if you truly feel concern for the things that has happened in the past, it would start, or at least be helpful, to start with an apology. That isn't my area of diplomacy. In this case, this is between you and the chieftain of the Persis clan. I can't speak for her. But if what you say is true, that you never intended to join the Wretched One, it would really help to make your intentions clear as to who you would prefer to stand with, or if you do still stand to serve the Wretched One.
I'll start with this then. You want me to go fully submerged even though he says I didn't need to? I can do that.
I don't care about you being fully submerged. Again, that's between you and the Persis clan.
She's right there and I'm asking her.
He claims it makes no difference, and I trust him, so it's fine. As for his Valros's suggestion of apology, I don't care about your words.
Action would help in that particular case. We've received word that the Wretched One is moving in on the north again, the Persis clan.
There are multiple armies up there.
Perhaps you could shed some intel that might be useful to one of the chieftains of the clans to help them prevent and save their lands.
I have plenty of information that I could give on that, but can I get out of the pool first?
If
Staring
you're
at it.
asking me, it's fine.
Just gets himself
Date is the
out.
one I was waiting for the response from. He's the one who would know whether or not
Dante seems to
the work is
believe that
done.
you're not corrupted, and that any effect the pool would have had has already happened. It's good enough for me. At least as regards for if you're currently corrupted.
He starts wringing out his clothes, trying to keep the water away from the demon he was traveling with.
As for that demon, you say if we just submerge them, they would die.
Date gives a firm nod.
What would happen if he exposed them to a small amount of water and let them heal from that? give them an hour or two or whatever it takes to heal from a small dose before giving another small dose to slowly bring the corruption down.
It could work.
It would be a lot of agony and a lot of pain. I'm not going to force that to somebody, but as I said, my offer, or my stance on this still stands, that I will not allow one who is corrupted to enter these halls. As much as I can help it, as there are already those who are corrupted within the halls. But that is that is an issue I will address at another time. In the meantime, what you care to do for your son is entirely up to you.
I don't
But
really
I can
care.
tell
I
you,
don't have a stake in that. It's just
well, I
a
do.
suggestion of a course of means.
Well, I do. He will not be your son if you continue to serve the Wretched One. This will be the last time you meet him, if that is the case.
I just wanted to know that he was alive. That was it. But I don't exactly know what your side holds, aside from the fact that I've been perfectly free over there.
It is an illusion of freedom.
What makes you say it's just an illusion?
Well, coming from an illusionist, you would think that I would know a thing or two about illusions, no? I could make an illusion that looks really damn fucking real. Really, the only way that you could tell otherwise is to touch it. And really, that's exactly what we've done, at least in these lands. He doesn't bother putting you in a position to allow you to touch his illusions over there. Why not? Why would he bother? You're not resisting his control. But here, he forces people under his control. Touch the blood, and all of a sudden you start going crazy, hearing words, hearing whispers, unable to say certain words. Grotesque.
Ow.
Malformations.
She's giving a look like she just took injury from one of the words you have said.
Oh. See right there. Now tell me, what kind of benevolent ruler would have you do that?
They're still trying to figure out the issues.
Oh, please.
Do you think
When your
that they
magic comes
actually...
from When your magic comes from an entity that is obvious, I'm not talking about Alois. I'm talking about wherever this power comes from. Do you truly and honestly think that that is from a good source? Have you seen what it does to people? The horrors that it has wrought upon the land. Look at the Persis clan. What is left of them? I'll let her, Anastasia, speak for that one. You tell me that that is a benevolent king.
Actually, I'd rather Chakao tell, because he was part of that.
When they're... Yes. Over in the lands, it looks like we have everything. But I don't believe I even have control. Not even without those powers. Granted, I'm glad I had some semblance of control and could pick which patron I followed under. But beyond that, I don't know.
I believe the question was what happened to the Persis clan. But
I
that
didn't
insight
have.
would probably be helpful.
That is
You
part of
telling
the
that story
insight.
probably helps as well.
I
Well,
had
to the
no
part with the Persis clan, I
choice.
want to hear your side. And not just that you don't have a choice, I want to hear what you did. Specifically.
Also, why did you have no choice?
The way it was worded, the order.
Was there magic involved?
No. And I think that's what scares me the most. They don't.
Then what was the ultimatum?
The exact
If I'm being-
wording.
Go ahead.
The exact wording. I can't directly remember. I just remember that at first I just passed it off. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that they were telling me that if I didn't do it, this freedom that I have over there, despite the fact that I was just thrown over there in the first place, it'll be gone. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what they were intending. But I just knew that the more I thought about it, the further I traveled into those lands and realized what I was being asked. Make them join. Eliminate them if they refuse. Or my freedom is gone. It really started to sink in. But because I was told just smile through it. It'll pan out in the end. I had to. It's the only way to deal with things. You can actually see that despite the distress in his voice, he is smiling right now. As if it's automatic. It is trained.
And Anastasia is just getting increasingly angry. She's not even like registering that this is a trained behavior. She just sees him smile as he's recounting this. And she's just like, you fucking son of a bitch. Do you want your limbs? Because this is how you lose them.
I want limbs.
I'm going to turn you into a living Rubik's Cube. First let me shuffle you.
I was about to say, when you get up over to that chest, you can stop right there, but it looks like you've already done that. I just panned over. And I did try to make a deal. I tried to follow through with the deal that how it was worded to me. And every single one of every single
I think you cut out.
Nope, I literally stopped mid-sentence.
Oh, okay.
These things happen.
Every single face I had to watch. A voice in the back of my head telling me that I'm not allowed to look away. And once I was given the notice that it was done, despite seeing somebody who was still very visibly moving, I left. I didn't want him to see. I don't know how he was watching, where from, as I've just clearly proven I'm not corrupted. And when I was back, I couldn't take it off either. The damn smile.
From my understanding, there were other corrupted there. It would be my assumption that he likely was looking through them.
There were zombies, some corrupted.
Pardon me, Valeros. If I hear another word, I'm going to rip this person into several pieces. I'll be waiting outside. As a favor to you.
That is what the Wretched One has to offer, looking back towards Asperity.
Why didn't you tell me? Didn't have the heart.
I can't say much for what the Three Kingdoms have to offer, because in a lot of cases, it's not that great either.
Yeah, no, that's where I came from.
Well, it's a battle that I've been fighting. We started in unity and earned the Tieflings their freedom. Thomas and I bought your son out of slavery.
Is he free?
Of course he is.
Then I'm happy. As long as he didn't get put through the same treatment I did.
Well, I don't know how much he really got to endure. He was still quite young when we picked him up. But the conditions were not great. So I can't really speak well in defense of the Free Kingdoms either, other than the fact that we're working on it. Or at least some of us are. But the Wretched One cannot be allowed to continue his way. It really comes down to this. When he succeeds and he wins, and the entire world is under his thumb, then what? Does he just allow everybody to have that freedom? That illusion of freedom, like you said? Or is there a phase 2 to his plan?
I'm not high enough to know.
I don't ask that in a sense of I'm looking for you to know. I meant that in a sense of there's almost assuredly something beyond that. Aloise's original plan was to instill unity in the world. Something changed, though, when he became the Wretched One.
He's also never
wasn't just-
given any fully direct orders either. It's always through one of his generals.
Make your decision, nonetheless. In your time, in your own way. But that is what I have to offer. In an attempt that we are trying to make the world a better place. Without mind control and magics. I mean, I have the magic here now. With a snap of my finger, and I could make my words appear even more appealing to you.
You don't need to make your words appealing to me. I've already made up my mind. I want what's best for my child.
I think what's best right now is for him to see his mother. And then for you to make a decision after that as to where you wish to go from there.
I'll stay here since I can't go any further. And wait.
Very well.
You want me to follow? Since we all need to talk to my father.
Yes. I assume you sent word to your brother already.
Yes, and if he's arriving, he should be arriving in style. Haughty bastard.
Oh good, another person that we're going to have to try and sort this out with then.
Okay, there's a couple of you that were already over looking at the weird chest that has arrived.
Weird. Oh.
Ren.
It's a mimic.
That's probably not related.
Yeah, no, it's just sitting
It's
there.
probably not the.
It's literally sitting there in the middle of the throne room. It has appeared there.
It's
Everybody's
a mimic, look at the eye.
keeping a little bit of a distance from it, and it is smoking.
And that's totally not going to fly open in a shower of confetti and pyrotechnics to reveal the prince. In probably an outrageously gaudy outfit.
I'm just gonna look around and be like, who brought this in?
You know, everybody's keeping the fuck away from it. Even Delight's kind of like moved himself away.
Ren's standing right next to it. He's not concerned.
Eat the chest.
It might have pie.
Yeah, it might. Actually, you know those videos where it's like, you know, where it's like it looks like
It's
it's
a cake.
a thing, and then they cut it, and it could be pie. It could just be a pie.
Cake or mimic?
So,
Do you eat the cake, or does the cake eat you?
so Ren, while you are right next to it, guess what? It actually does whip open. It actually does have confetti come out of it. A whole
Ren's gonna
bunch
stand
of
there unimpressed as he gets covered in confetti.
a whole bunch of smoke occurs, and as it
There's the
engulfs,
pyrotechnics.
the chest, when the smoke clears, the chest is no longer there, and there is instead an elf standing there in what looks like
Yes,
carnival-esque clothing
Are
with
you from the
horns,
circus?
sparkling flesh, and glittering hair. Oh, and his one hand appears to be skeletal but still moving regular. Do you openly ask, "Are you from the circus?"
Yes.
He looks over and goes, "Carnival, but yeah."
I learned how to do that when I was like 5.
Saying that from down the hallway. Did you say that down the hallway?
Yeah, he says that like under his breath, like as he's walking with Anastasia towards the.
And you hear behind you, thinks he's a motherfucking show-off using the most basic levels of spells.
If it works to keep the rabble entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I haven't done the same.
Am I to assume he sent you?
To be fair. Hmm?
Am I to assume that he sent you?
That who sent me?
Al?
Oh, no.
Al Capone?
I was informed from Tavertine that one of the signals to have me appear was sent out, though I hate to see that I'm home. I hate it.
You and me both.
Your father requested to speak to you. In his words, he's looking to off himself.
Well, as per carnival rules, I can't exactly condone that. Not in my
Well.
presence.
What, are corpses bad for business?
I'm not saying that he's
Most others,
planning on
yes.
doing it before you, but he is looking to stay true to elven tradition. And Faros is saying this with like all of the like I hate tradition on his face in the world.
And Dane openly says, "Screw tradition."
I like this man already. He knows the cheap carnival tricks and he doesn't like tradition.
Please don't let him woo you.
He's a man
I mean,
after
he's
my own
certainly a
heart.
better candidate. He's a better candidate than you.
Nonetheless, he requested to see his sons. Not to mention, the 3 of us and one other potential candidates for the emperorship, should he decide to abdicate.
3 of us. Oh. I didn't know that I had another brother.
Not quite.
Say, didn't you pass through the carnival maybe like 2 weeks ago?
About then, yeah.
Yeah, we almost had a small scuffle.
I
We
had fun
intended
with
to
that
stay-
cannon.
We intended to stay a bit longer and play a
I
few more games, but
I remember you. He points over at Anastasia. Yeah, you had a friend trying to show off how good he was with firing things, and you showed him up. Have
yay
you-
high. Faros points to like his calf.
No, it was.
No, he's talking about Stray Cat. Stray Cat was trying to show off his gun skills, and
Oh,
he
I thought you
apparently
meant-
lacked those.
I thought you meant the other cocky one in our party.
You have another one.
And
Faros gives that look like, please help.
I'm sorry. If you don't want him, we probably don't want him either.
Damn. And here I thought the
my
carnival was
understanding is
great.
that My
I thought
understanding
the
is that the
Chronicles
child is a
where
bard.
you send all of the short people.
No, we have I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even fit in with our clowns, and they accept most everybody.
I tried.
I mean, you can have a little freak show side thing going on, you know, like man living without a brain.
No, if I wanted that, I would put my, oh, look, he's behind you. Hello, brother. I missed you too.
It's
This
not
reminds me of my
exactly-
family.
Not exactly quite related by blood. More of the fact that your father kind of had a few, mistresses, and one of them happened to be my mother.
This is starting to sound like I maybe should not have ran away to the carnival. Huh.
Yeah, I
Well-
thought that was a figure of speech.
The good news is this. It wasn't all him. That chalice that he drank from, of elven tradition, of anybody who takes over the emperorship.
Oh, you mean that thing that's filled with blood and definitely should not be consumed by any living person?
That would be it.
Yeah, yuck. Please don't tell
And
me
I'm
he drank like
thinking
half
that-
of it.
In fairness, apparently when you hold it, it whispers things to you and tries to convince you to drink it
Yeah,
with
no,
magical influence.
I've touched it before.
Well, as it turns out, that he drank from it multiple times in attempts to save the elves. To the point that it started affecting his mind and making him make decisions that were... how do I put it?
Unlike himself.
Or I would use much harsher words than that.
Considering that I knew
more of the
him
fact
for...
that- More of the fact that he was literally leading his people to a certain death.
Yes, because his people were far more important than his own children.
Well, he didn't even take care of them. Up to recently.
He seemed to treat his people more like pets and playthings.
But I believe that that is another discussion in terms of what I believe that that blood might be. Nonetheless, as far as I know, he hasn't been drinking from it since, and he wishes to commit seppuku to reclaim his honor. However,
According to tradition, he says with disdain in his voice, he's doing the right thing. But
according to common sense, killing yourself doesn't exactly do much for restoring honor.
especially when you have 3 claimants to a throne.
Correct. Now, I can tell you that I have little interest in it, but I'm not going to hand it over unless I know that the person who's taking over the throne is going to actually, lead the people to some sort of good direction.
So essentially, are you a good fit?
Well, I
I'm
have...
getting the sense that he doesn't have much interest in it either, though.
Allow me to
Just
put
Do you
it
think
this
I'm
way.
gonna stand by and allow him and gestures towards Chikao? You think I'm gonna let him be emperor?
Well, let me put it this way.
Also,
I
we have
was
4
actually-
claims, by the way, not 3.
4. Do we have another sibling?
I think it's more the fact that he is a chosen of Amaterasu.
Chosen.
I don't know the details. I'm not really a big follower of the gods.
These gods are picky and they're assholes.
It's Ren's adopted. How would you put it, Ren? Adopted, kidnapped, what would be your term?
Ren.exe stopped responding and may have crashed.
Ren.exe stopped responding.
Yeah, sorry, what's up?
I just imagined that's what was said in character, just like stopped and then just like, yeah, what's up?
I'm just imagining like the Windows boot up sound there.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, sorry, there's some weird sounds going on outside. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
I imagined it more of like the brain.exe like not functioning and stuff like that, and all of a sudden hearing your name and just like snapping to attention. Huh?
That's kind of what it was. I had like a headset on. I'm looking outside trying to figure out what the hell's making that noise. And then it's like people saying red. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'm in a call.
we mentioned the fourth candidate, and Farah said, "How would you describe your relation to the fourth candidate? Would you say son, kidnappy, adopted?"
Cheetos.
I mean, forced adoption is kind of an option, but you know.
That would be his forced father.
I mean, I kind of just found him, like, said, hey, you want to go on an adventure? And he's like, sure.
Ah,
You all are very weird.
Welcome to the family.
Nonetheless, it's something we will need to figure out exactly how we proceed forward. I would prefer to do this obviously in peace. And not fighting over it and more bloodshed or bickering.
well, violence is not allowed from my end, and I will commit no violence. And I can say, out of the options that you have given that are present, I'm the only one who received any actual training. He does air quotes. For the throne.
You are also the oldest by technicality.
Yeah. But according to tradition, I'm also still problematic.
How so?
Oh, they like the they like the royalty to be from one specific kind of bloodline, and I kind of shine a little too brightly for them. He says, kind of like moving around a little bit in the light so you can see that he legitimately sparkles.
Well, I guess they're kind of boned on that regard, considering most of us are half-breeds in that case.
I like you.
Mine is part dragon, part elf, part human, depends on which one you want to look at.
My mind is a little bit different from everybody else's. But I cannot reveal my secrets, unfortunately.
Ah. I know that type all too well, and don't worry, I won't be asking you to do so. Nonetheless, let us start with the first step. Your father requested to speak with both of you. From there, we can have a discussion on to the future of the throne.
Is he
Once
in
we
his
figure
usual
out-
room?
Yes.
Top floor?
He-
Overlooking the
Currently with his
courtyard.
advisor.
Mm,
When you
Yep.
step into the courtyard, you'll see it. It has a large hole in the wall.
I'm sure. Trying to get your butt over here, Chicao.
You just dragging everybody up there?
Haha, I have them. Whee!
Okay.
Might
I'm
as
going to
well
just drag
drag this
Faros'
guy
line.
with us while we're going. Just bring the.
Bring the
More
Sasuke.
meant
Sasuke
asking,
road.
just not to sit there and
Yeah, they
That-
go out into the courtyard, and Susanoo is out there with Kaminari.
I just want to say on my end, Fowler's just teleported out of thin air.
Just boop.
I can't do
Yeah,
that.
he was just standing there next to Sasha, and then he just disappeared.
Oh, are we stopping out there? I wasn't sure if we were going all the way to the throne room right away, or if you had some pit stops. you
I'm
wanted
just
to do.
following Chikao because I basically don't want him out of my sight.
Yeah, no, Susanoo is out with Kaminari.
Faros waves at Mama.
She looks over and just gives, like, a little approving growl. Susanoo just kind of, like, hops on over. Like, through the bush.
Faros tips his hat at him.
Also, is Sasuke not coming in with us?
Sasuke is controlled by, the
Or-
Ren. Unless
even know
the
where
Ren
he
is
is.
not going.
'Cause
I'll
I stopped
teleport
next
the
to them and kind of said that they should come with us. Like they might as well.
Well, so he should come because yeah, he's part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Sasha, don't let her leave again.
The bear growls approvingly of not going to let her leave.
Thank you.
Takes that too literally. She's not allowed to fucking move.
Just literally, like, grabs and, like, pushes onto the ground.
I saw my sister do this.
Take it the battle went well, hmm?
It could have been worse. I don't think the death of anybody makes things well.
Hmm. Like the crashing waves, though, we'll move forward and continue to pull back into the tide.
Well, perhaps next time we can do a bit less destruction as the waves do crash upon the land.
Oh, you mean like destroying half of the walls, more of the walls? I actually
I care
went
less
through.
about the walls. I care more about the lives that were lost due to a lie and whatever was in that chalice.
You mean this chalice?
Yeah, like literally, that one points up.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. By the way, if you still want a chance to talk to him, Amaterasu's up there and she did not sound happy.
Hopefully we can get up there before she smites him.
I can help. Just like he just snaps his fingers. All of you feel a jolt as you get basically like plopped up there by lightning.
Okay, I'll move my character.
All the way up to the top floor. Are we like in the room up there, or?
Like right on the outer lip of the breakages. I'm just gonna see if I can grab these two.
I'm missing 2.
Okay, I'm flying them down there. You're almost there. I swear they're almost there.
Well, one of them's arrived.
Where am
I
I?
had a hard time finding it.
That's the floor. Gonna.
Upon landing, Pharos will say, Amaterasu, hold your judgment. There have been details that have come to light.
You wish for me to hold my judgment.
I do. There's more information that I would prefer to gather before we start passing judgment on him. Chiefly, that chalice.
Yes. What about it, mortal?
The blood contained within is corrupting people, causing whispering to them, and causing them to do things that they would not otherwise do. Many of Ryushi's actions were not his own. To what end and to what end, I cannot tell, as I haven't been corrupted by it. However, my friend here, compatriot, can. And it caused her to attack even us.
It promises power to achieve whatever goal you seem to have. It promised me the return of the Versus clan, and the strength to do so.
Who did you attack then?
Well, him, but I used him as a weapon on, just like points at the window at the dragon.
Well then.
And, her.
I'm not saying that he is innocent, however. I believe that there is more. We need time to determine the exact extent. And he has requested an audience with his sons, and I believe he at least deserves that.
He believes he deserves an audience with his son.
With his own children, I do. I believe even the worst of men should be able to have at least that.
Considering how he plans to kill himself, we might as well let him say his goodbyes, or whatever he's planning to do.
He's planning to take appropriate action.
Furthermore, I believe that the best action would be determined by the people of whom he served, and the people whom he had hurt the most. I believe they should be the judges in this.
That's not his place.
I didn't say it was his place, but it is their place.
The people get no say. The
And
Emperor.
why shouldn't they?
The Emperor is supposed to be an avatar of the gods.
Is he not a servant of the people?
No.
It sounds like she was quite explicit in saying that he's supposed to be a servant of the gods.
And to what purpose, then, is the gods? In terms of the people?
The people have done a fine job taking care of themselves. They're the ones who fight. They're the ones who farm. They follow us without question.
And you do what for them?
Without me, they have no sun, no way to grow their crops. Without
So you serve the
Susano,
people.
no water. I suppose in a way. Yes.
Then by process of deduction in that case, if the Emperor serves you and you serve the people, then the Emperor serves the people. And they were the ones harmed in this, not the gods.
But you see, we were harmed. He was told only
How many of
to
your kind
use.
died?
There's only 3 of us left who aren't corrupted,
By
who
his hand?
aren't. It's partially his fault.
I can't count the amount of people who died to his hand. But even his hand, I don't believe, was the one who bloodied them. It is whatever is behind that chalice. And if you wish to just rain down the holy judgment upon him for that, then that chalice and its memory and the people behind it and the person or god or whatever behind it is just going to slink away back into the shadows, waiting to strike again. Then you can kiss you could really kiss the other gods goodbye when it does strike again.
I gave explicit instructions. He chose to ignore them.
This is exhausting.
Just like arguing with any child. Not that you are one, but you get just about as far. Just like arguing with Bitty Batty, you don't get very far there either.
Hey,
Just
mate,
like
just in
any other
time.
child.
We're about to throw you off the building.
I do apologize. I
Yay!
didn't expect to be 2 hours
Hey!
late.
Well, it's too late. We have decided that you are the
Yeah.
sacrifice and you weren't here to protest, so 07.
Let me
And,
ask, did you know of this chalice, Amaterasu?
Yes.
Did you know of the effects of what it would do?
Yes.
Did you condone it?
I laid out its specified use. The mortals decided to ignore it.
But
And
did you stop
ignoring our instructions is blatantly defying the gods.
So you knew what this chalice was capable of, and yet you gave it to the mortals regardless, knowing full well.
Just in case.
In case of what?
I don't wish to lose another sibling.
So you gave him a chalice
Hey,
that had the magic of some old god or something behind it that is obviously evil.
well,
But
She's
don't worry,
not
Valros.
evil.
just
She was my sister.
Valros,
oh, so
have
you know who it is.
considered?
Beautiful.
Have
Now
you,
we're getting somewhere.
Valros? Have you considered that the chalice could have gotten corrupted, or the
It
god
could
it's connected to?
It could have. But Amaterasu would know that as well.
Hmm.
See, I don't know enough about this chalice. I just know that even a single use of it is a fool's errand.
You hear a voice kind of coming up from the courtyard. I know what I'm saying. And you
You know
just
more
hear
than
a
me.
very calm. Our sister was corrupted. And Tsukiyomi lands in between some of you.
And shouldn't that be a pause for concern if there's something that is capable of corrupting you all?
It wouldn't be a concern if we would have had time to figure out how to deal with it instead of killing her immediately. We didn't have a choice. She was about to attack us. She was already
But you have a choice
Wait.
now.
If she's dead, then who or what is supplying the chalice of power now?
The same thing that corrupted her would be my theory. Or she's not dead.
We can't even go by what the voice sounded like, because it seems to replicate the voice of someone important to you.
Point being is that if it can corrupt somebody, even as you, and you handed it off to a mortal, who you, according to your words, believe are weaker.
It was contained. It was magically dealt with.
Until it wasn't.
It's been diluted. Do you know how many emperors have bled into that cup?
And do you know how many emperors drank from it multiple times? Perhaps it's getting stronger. Perhaps times have changed and something in the equation changed. Maybe your power isn't what it used to be, whatever was diluting it. Corrupted.
We're not
what in
getting
these
anywhere with all
halls?
Is
this.
Biddy
Can we just...
is Biddy Batty within all this, or is Biddy Batty poofed?
That is up to you because I did not move Biddy Batty.
Probably would have stayed with it then. I do apologize for interjecting.
Yeah, you're good.
Just something Biddy Batty would have said right there. But if he's with the group, he would have probably said, or perhaps the bleeding fed the beast.
Can we worry about one thing at a time? We're here to deal with the Emperor. Let's deal with that first. Then we can worry about the Bloody Cup.
I'm not really concerned about the bloody cup right now. I'm just trying to save his life long enough for us to actually give him a proper judgment. Or even save
Proper
his life,
judgment.
if
In
he
my
is an
book-
innocent man.
In my book, he was corrupted by the gods trying to hide and take care of the corruption themselves. So in my eyes, he is scot-free.
He just wants. Let him talk to his sons, then we'll discuss who's the new emperor. Then we can worry about the cup and theories about what the fuck happened. The longer we spend just bickering and talking about useless things, delaying things, the longer I'm stuck here instead of going north to solve issues up there. Issues started by certain individuals that may or may not be here, but that's
Who,
nonetheless.
by the way, I believe are corrupted by the same power.
Just very from the other end of the group, just a really quiet sorry from Chicago.
The Wretched One, I believe that these incidents are connected. And we get nowhere on this if we just start killing everybody that gets corrupted by him. You said yourself, if you had enough time to figure out with your sister who is behind your sister, perhaps you could have gotten somewhere. Maybe I can do that same thing with the Emperor instead of you offing him before I have a chance to speak with him.
We already know how to solve his issue. But I'll let you all talk with him.
Can I? Thank you. At least someone has the sense to move things along.
Emperor Ryushi, your children.
Um, there we go. The two boys walk up. And it is very silent between the three of them.
Someone fucking say something!
Goo goo gaga.
I need you to
I
make
honestly didn't
a
mean
Constitution save.
I am actually just being called, so hold on.
I assumed that it was telekinetic. That's why Falros didn't say anything. Telepathic, sorry.
One of the five. My boys. I'm sorry it's come to this. If I'd have had it my way, I would have never come and seen you again. I'm not exactly happy with you either. Chikao has his arms crossed. I wasn't expecting any of the two of you to be happy with me. Not after what's been done, nor what occurred when you were here. This is the worst possible way to have met one another again.
I would disagree. Today is the sunset of mistakes being made. now is the time that you all can talk and discuss and figure out how the Empire moves forward. And the means in which to do that. I think that's a pretty awesome way to meet.
I return, so I need to make a con save, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know who you were responding to for that, and I rolled a 16.
That was not you.
Nice.
Okay, good.
I got an 8. Love that for me.
8 total?
Yes. With my +6, because my dice know that there's numbers bigger than 2.
Drink the chalice.
Anastasia, you do not have a mouth right now.
Deleted.
Oh. Wait, now you can't drink the chalice.
Yes! It's a good thing!
But I still can.
It is still floating out there in the middle of nowhere.
Push.
If you became a bird.
I think I need like one more word level to do that.
Counterspell.
You can't counterspell wild shape.
Fireball.
Yeah, you can counterspell it with Fireball.
I will counterspell that with my mouse.
Counterspell. With subtle casting.
We need to speak on the current state of affairs. You know, Father, you look a little injured. A little bit in pain. Need any help with that? I'm fine. Sure. The two of you, I didn't mean for you both to end up where you did. Well, Father, you should have actually listened to me when I was complaining to you about our maids. Otherwise, I wouldn't have run away. I'll let you know, though. Up until his hands got onto the carnival, it was a pretty damn good life. Even after he touched the carnival, I'm still having a pretty damn good life. Because the ringmaster won't let him touch us.